I was scrolling through my Twitter and I came across a little clip that I felt led to a pretty interesting discussion. This clip also included a tweet attached to it. But first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at the clip. It's only 28 seconds long. It's not very long. So let's take a look real quick. This tweet comes to us from Kelsey. They say riveting gameplay, to be honest. So a couple things missing from this clip. I don't like that we don't see the score. And the reason that's important is because if the game is close to being over, if it feels like the game is almost over, then this is the correct move on the Huntress. All 4 of you are still alive. If the Huntress is, say, down to like 3 gens, and then she knows that one's almost about to pop, and it pops, then she has reason to believe that getting you out of the game is the best situation. This is not the fault of the anti-hook mechanic. And the reason I say that is because following up this clip and how I saw the clip to begin with, the homie, friend of the channel, Hens, tweeted out, the anti-camp mechanic as a whole is a total failure. At the very least, show the bar to teammates so they play into it. As it stands right now, it's not worth anything and leads to super artificial gameplay. I honestly think it should be removed entirely. And another thing I want to bring up before we get deep into discussion is Zoroff down here, Zorpo says, another behavior half measure, there is no point to this mechanic if the radius for it to charge is up to like 3 meters. It needs to be way bigger and pause if the killer is chasing someone in the area. And then there's other arguments going down here. So my thoughts on the anti-camp mechanic has always been that it's a very finicky mechanic to balance. When it first came out, one of the big problems with it was that you could hook someone downstairs, you could be upstairs, and they would get the anti-hook and be able to come off. Then there was the issue of survivors chasing you near, leading you near the hook, looping you around and allowing them to come off. And so basically, in order to make it not unfair to the killer, where the killer was punished for like doing their job, they had to nerf the fuck out of it. So they had to basically make it to where it wouldn't trigger if you were above or below it. It wouldn't trigger if someone was looping you right next to it. It wouldn't trigger if someone was downed right next to it. And then there's a 7-second buffer that allows you to like reload at lockers, kick a gen, break a pallet, etc., etc. Some people have said to increase the range, which is just bad. It's absolutely horrid. If you make it larger than 16 meters, it is shit. Cause like any bigger than 16 meters, it becomes a problem, right? So should we remove the mechanic? I don't know. I don't think we should. But what do we do to fix it? I don't know. It's really something that just doesn't make that much sense to remove, but it's also something that doesn't make that much sense to keep in. Like, how often has the unhook mechanic worked in your favor? Because all I see it used for is people like Bubba just 2-tapping people easily as they get unhooked, and Tombstone Myers just standing there waiting for you to unhook so he can instantly tombstone you. So like it really doesn't do much except against like newer killers. The other thing to remember is that it's an anti-Facecamp mechanic, not an anti-camping mechanic. And if you're gonna camp hooks, you're being incredibly inefficient. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of people like to bring up the the fun factor involved. Like, oh yes, it's not that good of a strategy, but for the one person it affects, it's not fun. And I understand that, but either your teammates need to just take the risk, or they need to use the opportunity to go finish gens. At the end of the day, it sucks, but there's not much more that can be done about it, at least not in my opinion. You can't do much more to an anti-Facecamp mechanic. It just feels like it's in a weird spot. I'm not sure if there's anything they can change without making it unfair to one side or the other. Yeah, exactly. It's one of the problems. It's one of the problems that I think it's one of the things that I feel like is the problem, is that you can't do too much to it. Some people, now this actually is a good suggestion. Choi ended up saying, always felt that it should have just slowed the hook timer closer to the killer, the closer the killer was to the hook. This might not be that bad of an idea. Nathan said that has several issues, like when the killer has to get near the survivor, that would just artificially increase hook stages, or how a killer may have a survivor hooked in a 3-gen area. Right, but then you're just facing the same issues as the anti-Facecamp mechanic, right? If we have the same limitations on Choi's idea that we have on the current anti-Facecamp mechanic, that could work. So if you're within 16 meters, it slows the hook timer down. And then if you're, it doesn't happen in the end game. And if you're chasing a survivor near of it, the slowdown doesn't happen and stuff like that. That's cool. I don't think that's a bad idea. That's actually a pretty good solution. So yeah, I guess we did find a solution. But hey, if you're over on YouTube, let us know what you think down below. And as always, you can see that we've got chat going through. We interact. We sometimes do these videos live. So make sure you head on over to twitch.tv/KaiserTheBard, link to the description down below. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. You want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, coaching, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.
Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.